highest officiating standards by continuing the implementation of the Video Assistant Referee (VAR) system across its club competitions. The purpose of the VAR will be to rectify clear and obvious mistakes in match-changing situations based on the principles and philosophy of the laws of the game. The VAR team supports the decision-making process in the event of a clear and obvious error, a serious missed incident in relation to goal or no goal, penalty or no penalty, direct red card, mistaken identity, when the referee cautions or sends off the wrong player of the offending team. Stationed in the video operations room, the VAR team will have access to all the camera feeds and will automatically check every match incident. In the event of a clear and obvious error, the VAR communicates with the referee immediately. After which, the referee will signal a check by pointing to their ear to indicate that the restart of play is being delayed. The VAR can suggest a review, but only the referee can initiate the review by signalling the outline of the TV screen. The referee always makes the final decision, but can be supported by the VAR in two ways. Using the information received from the VAR for factual decisions, or personally reviewing the incident at the referee review area for decisions that require an interpretation.
It's the round of 16 in the AFC Champions League 2. Pohang Steelers taking on Gamba Osaka at the Steel Yard here in Pohang. The Koreans have yet to start their new campaign, while Gamba kicked off their new J1 100-year vision campaign against their local rival Cerezo Osaka at the weekend. It's pretty cool here in Korea at this time of year, as you can see, 8 degrees. who will come out on top in this one. We've seen one or two big wins in the first legs of some of the other games over the last couple of nights. Gamba Osaka, who were 100% in the group stage, 6 wins out of 6, one of only 2 teams to achieve that. While Pohang made a little bit of hard work, they dropped points against Tampines Rovers. A defeat and a draw, but it was 4 wins out of 6 for them. Well, Pohang Steelers, who reached the final of the AFC Champions League in 2012 when they were beaten by Al Hilal, hoping to progress a bit further in the second season, of course, of the new look AFC club competitions, the AFC Elite, and this the AFC Champions League 2, along with the AFC Challenge League as well. Just the one game played at the weekend. Of course, it is a unique season for the Japanese league, and there are no draws. They drew 0-0 with their rival Cerezo Osaka at the weekend, but then a penalty shootout win saw them pick up 2 points. A new feature in the league this season. I just wonder whether other leagues around the world will adopt that format where there are no draws, but you get just 2 points for a penalty shootout win rather than the 3 for an outright win. Interesting times. The J-League split into 2 groups this season. Well, traditionally, 2 very vocal sets of supporters awaiting the rival of the 2 teams. Both hoping that they can get the required result. Those Gamba fans to take back to their own stadium next week. Of course, they do have a new coach in charge, Jens Wissing, the German, who joined the club in December, so he's still finding his feet. It's only his 2nd match in charge of them tonight, while Park Tae-ha is vastly experienced in charge of Pohang Steelers. Finished 4th in the league last season, but they were a long way behind the league winners, Jeonbuk Motors, who are emerging themselves as one of the top teams, not just in Japanese football, but also in continental football as well. Wins so far in the round of 16 in the West for Al Hussein, Al Zawara, Al Nassar, Sepahan and Al Akli drawing 2-2. While in this eastern section, Kongan, Hanoi and Ratchaburi both recording big wins in the first leg last night. Another game later this evening as Bangkok United take on MacArthur, as well as this one here in the Korea Republic. Well, it's a chilly night here. 1 or 2 have got the gloves on. Let's hope the football on the pitch warms everybody up over the next 90 minutes or so. Teams will line up. The Champions League 2 anthem will be played. So formalities that are familiar to these 2 teams, having already come through that group stage before Christmas. Well, of course, both teams have been going through the close season. There are 1 or 2 new faces dotted around the various squads. Pohang's side shows 7 changes from the side that beat Kaya on match day 6. There's a debut for new on-loan signing Kento Nishiya, and Lee Ho-jae, the top scorer with just 2 goals. They weren't prolific in goal scoring, while on the bench there are several new faces, included Jakub Tranziska, the German striker, down toward the bottom of that list. Shinosuke Nakatani is the captain for Gamba Osaka. Al-Kashar bin Al-Badawi from Singapore is our referee, while Alexander King is in charge of VAR tonight. John Ming Wang, captain for Pohang Steelers. Well, their new Gamba coach, Jens Vissing, makes 5 changes to their opening league game. Riku Handa, Issam Jabali, Shinosuke Nakatani and Dennis Hunnett and Shogo Sasaki, all start in that lineup. Just 8 outfield players on the bench tonight. There are 3 players plus the 2 goalkeepers that came through their youth ranks. It is a youthful looking bench for the J League side tonight. Well, Pohang in their familiar red, Gamba Osaka in the black chain strip tonight. Pohang Steelers qualified for this competition by winning the 2024 Korean FA Cup, while Gamba Osaka benefited from Vissel Kobe winning the Emperor's Cup. It meant that there was an extra league position available. They took that spot in the league. There is Issam Jabali, the Tunisian, 1 goal in the group stage. Well, the Koreans only managed 7 goals in 6 games. And there's the new man, Kento Nishiya, on loan from Sagan Tosu, making his debut for the club tonight ahead of their opening league game. Their league game, or the league season, starts in a couple of weeks' time in Korea. So they will have been going through pre-season, but you feel the intensity maybe from Gamba Osaka, maybe a little bit more, having already started that campaign at the weekend. 2 Brazilians up front for Pohang, Jorge Luiz and Juninho. There is the man who's got the 2 goals. So they have spread their goals around, the 7. They did benefit from an own goal as well. But it is one thing that they'll be looking to put right in the second half of this season in the knockout stages: goal scoring. Gamba only conceded 2 goals in the group stage campaign, one of those against Eastern, one against Nam Dinh from Vietnam. It will be Gamba Osaka then to get us underway, kicking from right to left in the first half. Home sides have been very dominant in the eastern section in the games that we've seen so far. Early touch for In-jae in the Pohang goal. And an early chance for Gamba here with Hunnett. Shino back to Rio. the Pohang coach, Park Tae-hye. Played in the Champions League Elite last season. Pohang only won 3 of their 8 games. They finished in 9th place in that league table, but didn't manage to qualify for the round of 16. Nice touch off to Juninho. He's got Ho Jae racing through the middle. Juninho, Ho Jae! Well, it could have been the perfect start for Pohang, but he's hit it straight at Higashiguchi, the goalkeeper. It was a brilliant breakout. Lovely ball from Juninho, and Ho Jae set himself but didn't get the power in the shot. Two goals already, as we said, for Ho Jae. Jens Vissing, just 38 years of age, had to give up playing at 24 due to a serious injury. Replaced Danny Poyatas, who'd been at the helm of Gamba Osaka since 2023. This is Shin, the captain. Shogo. Rio. Press coming from Kento, the new man. It's given away cheaply again by Gamba Osaka. Flick forward by Seong. Sung Young. All the way back to Chan Yong. Pohang first played in the AFC Champions League back in 2008. They didn't manage to make it out of their group on that occasion either. Lovely ball out to Juninho, teasing already. Juninho! Higashiguchi just hangs on. And again, a second shot on target in the opening minutes for Pohang Steelers. First one from Ho Jae, did well to just bring that ball out from under his feet. And in the end, it was not really hit with any great pace. And then a second ago, Juninho cutting inside Rio and testing the goalkeeper once again. So there will be new names on the AFC Champions League 2 trophy this year. Sharjah, the winners last year, out already, as are the runners-up from last year, Lion City Sailors, who failed to make it beyond the group stage. Just too far ahead of Royo. Took over at his press conference. Jens Vissing said, "My goal is to drive the club forward with a brave, active and united style of football. We will represent Gamba as a strong team and give everything every single day to achieve success together." George Luis. Ho Jae. Across, George Luis. It was just offside, I think. Flag's gone up. George Luis, who joined in 2024 from Farense in Portugal. Featured in 36 of their 38 league games last season. He was almost an ever-present in the Pohang lineup. Gamba Osaka had a 100% record in the group stage. He's the only other team in the competition to have a 100% record. Was in the West. That was Al Nassr from Saudi Arabia. So they won their under-16 match against Arkadag from Turkmenistan last night. Here's Roya. So loses out in the challenge to George Luis. Got me quite an attacking lineup tonight. Pohang playing those three up front: Juninho, Ho Jae and George Luis. Obviously feel that they need to be attacking, certainly in the home leg of these two-legged ties. Rioja, ball across, flicked away by Min Jun. Juninho, away by Min Jun, but not very far. Shuto, Riku, Takuma, Humnet. Away by Ming Wang, the captain, right in front of his goalkeeper. Hassan Jabali was waiting in the middle for the loose ball. These sides do have history. The AFC Champions League, they met in the group stages in 2012. Pohang won both games. It was a 5-0 aggregate across the two games. Nice football again. Juninho just got the ball caught under his feet, was caught maybe by Hummet, who was tackling back, but no foul given. That's towards Ho Jae. Riku. Shuto. Press from Seong. Shogo. Rio. Jabali to try and play that forward to Machino. Takes the throw quickly himself. Takuma. Shogo. Rio trying to get to the byline in behind, but Juninho back to get a foot in. He's covering a lot of ground down this near side, Juninho, going forward and back on defensive duty. Clearly have a game plan, Pohang, to try and frustrate Gamba Osaka tonight. Shuto, Machino. Hammered away by Chanyong. Biggest win in the group stage for Gamba Osaka came against Eastern, the side from Hong Kong. Eastern were the whipping boys of the group, really. They conceded 30 goals in their 6 matches. Gamba managed to put 8 past them in 2 meetings, but Eastern were one of only 2 sides to score against the Japanese in the group stages, Namdin being the other. It was 4 clean sheets the rest of the way. Foul by Jabali, swinging into his man. Juninho did well there, knew he was coming, just turned his body to protect the ball. Always going to get the foul in those kind of situations. Juninho, who was in the K-League Team of the Year a couple of years ago when he played at Gimpo. Featured in 3 of the 6 group games. Wasn't in the squad for that game against Kaya on match day 6. Shin. Riku. Shogo. Rio. Use the width. Gamba Osaka, good play there by Kento, just getting his body across. Playing in J-League 2 last season with Sagan Tosu, making the step up to the new look J-League 1 this season. Hopeful that ball, looking for Hummet down the line from Rio. Shuto. Jabali, nice first touch, stabbed away by Chanyong. Gamba just starting to come into the game a little bit more after those 2 early chances for the Steelers. 2 saves made by Higashiguchi. Coach played all his career for Pohang Steelers. He was a one-club man. 189 games in the K-League. Well on Georges Louis this time. looking long. It'll be fairly easy for In Jae, who just made a bit of a meal of that with his defender in front of him, Ming Wang. Gamba looking to keep this pressure on now. Haven't created much in terms of goal-scoring opportunities yet. Takuma. Shogo. Juninho. Min Jun looking for Ho Jae. Quite a good pace to this game at the moment. Neither side able to string too many passes together. It's all breaking down before it gets to the final third. A long ball over the top, which is easy for Shogo. Nicely laid off by George Luis. Zhong Wan. Chin Yong. Wasted once again. Back in 1973, Pohang as the Pohang Iron and Steel Company, still owned by the same company today. Hence the logo on the front of the shirts. Celebrated their 50th anniversary by winning the Japanese FA Cup, beating Jeonbuk Hyundai back in 2023. Went on to win it the following season as well, which is what saw them qualify for this AFC Champions League 2, the rebranded Korea Cup as it is now. Ryotaro Machino not happy about something and getting a telling off from the referee. Did have a spell at Manchester City after joining for €1 million, Machino, but didn't play for the first team. Clearly he was a very good talent early in his career. Hoisted high, goes across goal, and Higashiguchi just for a second lost that. Whistle's gone. Could well have been offside, indeed it is. Seong Young, stabbed away by Riku. Another great chance in front of goal from Kento. Got the shot away, but too many bodies back behind the ball for Gamba. Just finding that little bit of space when it mattered, the new signing. Good block by Shogo. Will be a corner for Pohang Steelers. With the bar, goalkeeper got a hand to it under pressure. And George Louise, I think, penalised there just for a little bit of a shove. A real cluster of players inside that penalty area. Great ball through, real good chance and a good save from In-jae to deny Hamet. It just opened up for him. And Hwang In-jae had his positioning right to make a big save. That's the clearest chance for Gamba Osaka so far. Lovely ball through from Jabali. And the first touch just took the ball out of his feet from Hamet. A good save by In-jae. Jabali penalised once again. Much travelled, Sam Jabali, 16 appearances for the Tunisian national team. Played in Sweden, Norway, Denmark and Saudi Arabia before moving to Japan. Did play at the weekend, 34 minutes of that opening game against Cerezo. A good looking ball in, just a little bit too high for Juninho. The Korean League is also a league that splits towards the end of the season. The teams play 33 matches and then top and bottom split to play another 5 games. Pohang ended that 33-game section in 4th place, and that's where they stayed after the extra 5 games as well. Ended up 23 points behind the winners, Jeonbuk Motors. 4th place enough to get them into the competition though. Right by Ming Wang. Chance to Pohang to maybe get forward again. Juninho's been a bit quiet in the last few minutes. That's almost a great ball down the line. It just ran out of play. It was a good idea, just try and play that little wall pass with Min Jun. think just that the camber on the pitch just helping the ball go out of play. Just over the line. Whole of the ball has to cross the line, of course. Jabali. It's Hummett looking to press Ming Wang, the captain. Wins the throw. Machino. Some movement. Might leave this for Rio. Too much space on the edge of the area. There's Shogo. Now Shuto. Rio into Jabali, good save. Low down again from Injay. Still it's not clear. Jabali took a deflection. Still the pressure on here. Machino couldn't turn. And it's Giannini on defensive duty, and that's a clumsy foul. Didn't need to do that, Machino. Lost the momentum by giving that foul away, but Jabali forcing another save from Hwang In-jae. Rioja with the ball in, first time from Jabali, and it was a good sharp save from In-jae, who, like his counterpart at the other end, has made a couple of good stops now. And there was the foul. Once you raise your arm, the striker's always going to take a tumble to win the foul, and it helps relieve the pressure a little on that Pohang defence as well. George Luis. OJ caught in possession, good challenge by Shin. Machino almost got it through to Hummett. Well, the pace of the game just picked up a little. It's all a little frantic with those close passes at the moment. OJ goes out of play. We had one of the clearest chances, OJ, for Pohang so far. Then he's Hummett, who joined ahead of last season from Djurgården in his native Sweden. Coming up to the half-hour mark, still goalless, but we have had some good chances in the opening 30 minutes. Shogo. Young just losing out. Machino starting to get involved now and see a lot of the ball. Rio outside him. Hummett trying to slide that through to Jabali. Still it's not cleared though. Shuto. Rioja. Jabali. Good chance for Gamba Osaka once again, but Rioja forces another save. I'm not too sure that was on target. I think it was probably going wide anyway, but taking no chances with players in front of him. Giannini just bumps into Rio and takes a tumble. Got a good continental reputation, had good success over the years. Pohang Steelers, they won the AFC Champions League in 2009. It meant that they went and played in the FIFA World Club World Cup, in 2009. beat Al-Ittihad from Saudi Arabia 2-1 in that 2009 finals. Just gone off the boil a little bit over the last few seasons in terms of their continental successes. There's Kento. Another chance to start something for Pohang Steelers. Goes back to Chan Yong. Jongwan. Seung Young. Offside flag has gone up again. Shin. To the corner for Rioya. George Luis couldn't keep that in play. Second legs of the round of 16 take place next week. The quarter-finals in the first and second weeks of March. The East and West stay as East and West now up until the final itself. Used to meet in the latter stages of the competition, but since the centralised editions during COVID, stayed as a kind of a split competition now. Hojay. A little look up to see where Juninho was. The pass was short, though he may have just been looking to square that for Kento. George Luis. Drop of the shoulder and a little drag back to try and take him away from Riku. That again towards Rio. Does like to get forward, the full-back, but as you see there, he does have to backtrack if they lose the ball in a good position, especially with some on the pace of Juninho. Rio Hatuse making just his second appearance in the group stage. He did injure his medial knee ligament in the game against Nam Dinh, which led to an extended period out of the team, but good to see him back, the fullback. Shuto. Tokuma. Shogo. Given away cheaply again by Gamba. Hojay. Rio again in behind on Juninho this time. Just turning the Brazilian, who's been in for a little bit of treatment in the match so far. The thing with Brazilians, they're so good when they've got their back to the ball. Just got his body across again. That's the second time he's done that to draw the foul. Rio went right into the back of that knee. Might be lucky to escape without a yellow card there, Rio. Bingo from the Singapore referee. Free kick to Pohang. They have had one from a similar position. Poor delivery that time, no elevation on it at all. Min Jun, furthest man back. Juninho. As we said, Pohang Steelers don't start their league campaign till the 28th of February. They play Gimcheon Sangmu away from home. Gamba Osaka have a league game at the weekend against Nagoya Grampus in between these two matches. Shin. Riku. Caught in possession. George Luis. Hojay through the middle. George Luis looking to go on his own. Shin made the challenge. Again, the referee saw nothing wrong. Machino. Saw nothing wrong with that one either. Or nothing wrong with that one. Well, he's letting a lot go here, the referee. Juninho. Min Jun. Might just go for a corner. It did go. No, it didn't. Good recovery from Rio. Well, that was an interesting passage of play. The referee quite happy to let one or two of those challenges go. Some would say that's good to see, keeping the game flowing. It is knockout football, of course. It is going to be competitive at times. Min Jun with the throw. Hojay. Min Jun. He's broken the corner flag. Well, there was some debate as to whether that should be a corner or a throw. Gamba think it's a throw, and the referee and an assistant have agreed. It is a throw. Will be Kang Min Jun to try and get some distance on this. And by Soil. Looking for Hojay. Machino moving the ball quickly. Jabali. Machino. Good pressing again from Pohang. Machino wins it back though. It's really competitive through that midfield area at the moment. And the two tackles snapping in now, which is good to see. It's a good pace to this round of 16 first leg. Rio's throw. Jabali. For the foul. Final few minutes of the first half. It's a corner to Pohang Steelers. Shin, the captain, unable to keep that ball in play. Vastly experienced, the 29-year-old captain. Over 200 games for Nagoya Grampus and over 100 for Kashiwa Reysol. Great man to lead the back line, and he'll need to marshal his troops here for the corner. Right under the post once again, he's bobbling around and it's just gone wide. Ho-Jae, I think, got the final touch on that. But it looked as if it might just sneak inside the post, but it's just gone the wrong side. Ho-Jae was under a bit of pressure, it was his header. He was having his shirt tugged actually by Rio as well. Very, very close to the opening goal. Well, he's a big presence in there, Ho-Jae. Averaged almost a goal every 2 games in the K-League last season. His physical presence as well, helping win the ball back for his side, and he's won a throw. Juninho, 3 black shirts around him. Machino, Shogo, play again from Pohang. Quick one-touch football. Jeong Wan striding forward. George Louise. No pace on the cross. He'll win the corner. Ho-Jae again was waiting for that ball to be played in. In fact, it hasn't gone out of play. Higashiguchi managing to prevent it from going over the line and then winning the free kick. Final minute of the first half. Won't be too much added time in any stoppages that I can remember, but it's been really good, really entertaining between these two sides. Gamba Osaka only failed to score twice in the first half in the group stage, both of those games against Ratchaburi. Frustrated until into the second halves. Hoisted forward again by Rio. Jeong Wan. Injae. It's given away. It's a poor ball by the goalkeeper, Rio. Takes a tumble inside the area. Referee telling him to get back to his feet. 1 minute added time. Flipping from end to end at the moment. Rioya wins the free kick. Be interested to see that challenge on Rio again. We do have VAR, of course, but there's no check going on, so the referee is quite clear in what he saw. Shogo. Foul by Machino on Kento this time. George Louise. Lovely ball inside, great chance here. Needs a quality ball in. Juninho! lot of appeals going on for offside, and it's been given against Juninho. Flag doesn't always go up straight away these days, of course, but that was lovely from George Luis. Lovely ball, slipped inside the fullback. Juninho just straying into an offside position as the half-time whistle goes. Well, that was a really entertaining first 45 minutes of football, of two teams very committed here to taking a lead, of course, into the second leg. But as yet, the breakthrough yet to be made. Half-time at the Steel Yard. It's Pohang Steelers 0, Gamba Osaka 0.
Flying high as the champions of the sky, and this year even higher. Best airline in the Middle East, world's best business class lounge. And yes, still a Skytrax 5-star airline. That's a lot of best, but none of it happens without the best passenger. Thank you for flying with us, and for voting for us. We go further because of you.
Everyone's crazy about football. But boxing, that's a never-ending game of tackles. One wrong move, game over. Tennis, a marathon with a racket. When it goes wrong, you become your own worst enemy. I came for football, I stay for more.
Football teaches us how to win, as well as how to accept defeat gracefully.
call football the beautiful game. It unites us from the roar of the fans to the stare of the game's greats. Football teaches us how to live with integrity, discipline, and respect. Every match is a test, not just of skill, but of character. This is part of the game too, because true champions don't just play hard, they play clean, on the pitch and beyond it. It's our responsibility to protect the game. Say no to doping.
The AFC has reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining the highest officiating standards by continuing the implementation of the video assistant referee (VAR) system across its club competitions. The purpose of the VAR will be to rectify clear and obvious mistakes in match-changing situations based on the principles and philosophy of the rules of the game. The VAR team supports the decision-making process in the event of a clear and obvious error, serious missed intellect in relation to goal or no goal, penalty or no penalty, direct red card, mistaken identity, when the referee cautions or sends off the wrong card to the offending team. Stationed in the video operations room, the VAR team will have access to all the camera feeds and will automatically check every match easily. In the event of a clear and obvious error, the VAR communicates with the referee immediately, after which the referee will signal a check by pointing to their ear to indicate that the restart of play is being delayed. The VAR can suggest a review, but only the referee can initiate the review by signaling the outline of a TV screen. The referee always makes the final decision, but can be supported by the VAR in two ways: using the information received from the VAR for factual decisions, or personally reviewing the incident in the referee review area for decisions that require an interpretation.
Not here for the glory, I'm here cause they called me. They said that they needed a hero cause this is my origin story. So no turning back then, when the whole city's collapsing. You know it's time, all on the line, okay I'm ready for action. I can feel the ground shaking, I'm charging up on the electric. You better come and be with all you got cause I'm ready, power up.
Welcome back to the Steelyard. 0-0 between Pohang Steelers and Gamba Osaka at half-time. Were chances for both teams, but those chances coming fairly early in the first half. The battle was fairly concentrated through midfield as the half wore on. Both goalkeepers, Hwang In-jae there and Higashiguchi for Gamba, both made important saves. Lee Ho-jae had a header that went just narrowly wide of the post. Juninho was a constant threat for the home team. A clean sheet so far for Higashiguchi. Vastly experienced 39-year-old goalkeeper for Gamba, kept 4 clean sheets in the group stage. Dennis Hummett had a good shot in that first half as well, as he looks to get his 3rd goal of this competition. But with this only being the first leg, of course, Gamba Osaka would be the happier side with 0-0. What will the next 45 minutes hold? Pohang pretty much know they've got to take a lead, you would feel, into that second leg. It's Pohang Steelers in the red that will kick off the second half. That 4-3-3 for the home team was pretty attacking in the first half. Rio, the fullback for Gamba Osaka, looked to get forward on occasion as well to support his front players. Gamba scored in every group game. Pohang only failed in one. That was against Tampines Rovers. And they lost 1-0 in Singapore. Referees from Singapore: Ahmad Al-Kasha bin Ahmad Al-Badawi. Had a good first half as well. Didn't have to produce any yellow cards. We had no VAR checks. Here we go then. Second 45 minutes in this round of 16 clash. Straight away, Pohang on the attack with Ho-jae. Goes down again under Shin's challenge on the edge of the area. We let quite a few challenges go in the first half, the referee, which is quite nice to see. Football isn't a non-contact sport. A lot of referees these days give fouls the minute a person falls over, but we tried to keep the game flowing in fairness, and it worked pretty well. We had some good football in that first half. Shin, the captain, Riku, pressured by George Luis. Rio, away by Shogo. Nice play, Jabali. Lovely ball into the path of Rioja, who swapped sides in the second half, looking for some support, might go on his own. Oh, brilliant finish! Gamba strike first at the start of the second half. Rioja Yamashita gets his 3rd goal of the competition, and he had to go it alone. It was a lovely move, great ball from Jabali. We saw a similar ball in the first half to play a teammate in. Look at the weight on that, absolutely perfect. And Jabali checking back inside. Hamet was trying to get there, but Rioja didn't need him. Had a look and then thought, I'm going to go myself here. And didn't he finish it well? Brilliant goal. And Gamba Osaka take the lead away from home in front of their supporters. And Jens Vissing celebrates his first goal as coach after that 0-0 draw at the weekend. Jabali happy to celebrate with his teammate, having played that ball through. Scored against Eastern and Ratchaburi on match days 5 and 6. That's 3 games in a row now that he's found the net. Pohang find themselves behind. both those round of 16 matches in the East last night ended up in big wins for the home teams. 3-0 for Ratchaburi over Persib Bandung. And Kong and Hanoi beating Tampines Rovers by 4-0. Tampines actually went there in the Shopee Cup last week and lost 6-1, sorry. So they've scored 10 in 2 matches against the Singapore side, who, like Persib Bandung, will have a real mountain to climb if they're to make it through to the quarter-finals. It's a poor ball across goal, and Machino went for the first-time shot. Well, Pohang have just been knocked out of their stride by that goal. Jens Vissing obviously said the right words at half-time. Here's another look. Just waited his moment. You see him look there to see who's available and realised that Hummit was a long way behind the play, and then thought, well, I'm going to have a go myself. Finally, something to warm the hands of those Gamba Osaka travelling fans. Zhongwan, Sioung, Zhongwan, Gamba breaking down and Jens Vissing applauding. His side are pressing more in this second half. Now they've got the lead. Big job at Gamba Osaka. Their first foreign coach was actually a German, Siegfried Held, back in 1995. Jens Vissing coming in after being assistant coach at Borussia Mönchengladbach, PSV Benfica and RB Salzburg. So he's had a good pedigree so far leading up to this. His opposite number, Park Tae-ha, you saw there stony-faced, having seen he's missed those chances in the first half. Got the side to the round of 16 in 23-24 season. They lost out to Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, 3-1 on aggregate. Here's Juninho trying to get them back into this one. Oh, too much adrenaline, and fires that one way over the top with a cross. Got himself into some good crossing positions in the first half, Juninho. Just overcooked that one though. Josh, he's putting pressure on, but Riku just guiding that one away for a corner kick taken by Sung Yun. The view he can see, red shirts quite advanced, good header away. Zhongwan again. It's poor quality really, that final ball into the box with all the big men forward. It just needs a little bit more composure on the cross to get it into that danger area. Supporters hoping their side can come back here. They have been K-League winners on 5 occasions. Haven't won the league though since 2013. Korean footballers very much come into the ascendancy over the last few seasons. Chase on for Ho Jae. Shin needs to use all his experience just to hold him off. It wasn't a great ball back out. Jong Wan goes down. Again, the referee waves away the claims, and this time there's real fury from Pohang Steelers, and that might be one for VAR to have a look at. Well, the referee is unmoved, but they will be checking in the VAR room. Well, that's the first time we've really seen a reaction, maybe born a little bit out of frustration more than anything else. Now, what's their contact? Let's have a look. It's a clumsy challenge. It's difficult to tell. I'm not sure that's worthy of a penalty. Players know when players are coming up behind them and they're almost looking for it, and the referee, who had a good view of that, Jabali in to act for the defence. I think the check is over because it is. He was just touching his ear, so he is talking to VAR here, the referee. Is he? No, he isn't. So, stands by the original decision. Thrown in to Pohang Steelers. Min Jun once again trying to get some distance on this. Nice turn, plays it back inside. Oh, it's a great opportunity once again. The header lacked the power to fully test the goalkeeper. Lovely ball whipped in. Ho Jae with the header, big imposing figure in there, but maybe jumped a little bit too early and headed it downwards, which took the sting out of the ball, and Higashiguchi making a relatively comfortable save in the end. Ball over the top. Jay looks suspiciously offside. His flag stays down for the moment. Still the chance, and eventually over the top. Well, Pohang is starting to press a little bit more now. Long way to go in this game. Kanto just got the ball out of his feet, but couldn't keep it down as he tried to guide it towards that top corner. George Luis, threaded through to Ho Jae. George Luis. George Luis couldn't get the ball out of his feet. Sung Young, Jong Wan. Away again, Jabali back on defensive duty. George Luis missed it. Good interception by Shuto. That was much needed. Well, the stadium's not full by any means, but both sets of supporters are making plenty of noise tonight. This is the first football-specific stadium that was built in Korea back in 1990, the Steelyard, and it's like a proper old football stadium. No running track round the edge. The crowd are very close to the pitch, which can help make that really great atmosphere. Ryoya has taken a knock in the back, the goal scorer. We're getting up near the hour mark. Probably start seeing some changes from both coaches soon. challenge. It was a fairly innocuous looking push in the back by Seong. By Minjun. Over the top again, looking towards Hummit. Jabali. Wide by Chanyong. Jabali. Ryoya. Riku had continued his run from fullback on the overlap. Jabali putting pressure on in the middle. Just about got away with that Pohang, but they still a peg back in their own half. Actually, the ball is cleared. Up to an hour gone. Pohang Steelers 0, Gamba Osaka 1. Ryo Yamashita with the goal right at the start of the second half. Gamba Osaka looking to keep up their 100% record in the competition. The change is coming.
Substitution for team Gamba Osaka. Player number 16. Suzuki is replaced by player number 27, in midfield.
Takuma has gone off. Machino, who's had a good game, a little bit quiet in the second half, but he's gone off as well. On come Shu Kurata for a third appearance in the competition. And also coming on Rin Mito, who has made 5 appearances now. So the first 2 changes made by Jens Vissing. Zhongwan with a throw. Jabali. First touch from Kurata. Kurata is one of the rare players these days that's been at the club all his career, 37 years of age, 566 appearances now for Gamba Osaka. True definition of a one-club man. By comparison, the other substitute, Rin Mito, is just 23 years of age. Has scored a couple in this though, scored in back-to-back games against Namdin, so he knows where the net is. Do Gamba consolidate at 1-0, or do they look for that second goal? Hummit trying to close down Chanyong. Here's Zhongwan. Cleared away by Shogo. Very well organised at the back, Gamba Osaka. A little bit too long, is it? Oh, it's been kept in by Seo Young. Juninho trying to turn. Mingjun. Crossing took a deflection. Higashiguchi taking no chances and flicking that one over the bar. I thought that ball just outrun Seong, but he did well to keep it in play. In fact, he didn't touch the ball. Already gone out. Did it take a touch off the defender? Just seemed to pull his arm out of the way. Oh, it has gone for a corner. I think it must have been deflection off the defender. Hanging ball into the penalty area. Lodi back across. Was there a shove in there? Again, Gamba do well to get the ball away. whole host of red shirts. Only 2 players staying back. This is one of them, Min Jun. Jung Wan. Seung Young. George Louise providing the decoy. Still get the ball. Seung. Ho Jae. Good defensive header from Rin, who's only just come on, because that was almost headed by Ho Ji into the path of Kento. Comfortable that time for the goalkeeper. A Gamba ball. It's gone out of Seung. Riku with the throw. So Gamba scored 16 in the group stage. They did score the majority of those goals in the second half. Just hurried into the clearance there. Higashiguchi. Need to make sure they don't make any individual errors. Having got themselves in front, Gamba Osaka, but it's good pressing now from Pohang. Here's Ho Jae. Good play from Rin, and wins the foul from Ho Jae. Offside flag's gone up anyway. Because of the timing of the leagues, particularly in Asia, Pohang have already qualified for the Champions League Elite playoff round for 26-27 after finishing in 4th place in the J-League, in the K-League, sorry, last season. This is Kurata. That's a lovely ball in, just too close to the goalkeeper though in J. So they will go into that playoff round. If they fail to make it to the playoff round, then they will again play in the AFC Champions League 2. Long way to before we start thinking about next season though. Lovely ball across, Hummit couldn't get the ball out of his feet. Hummit! Quite curl it enough. The referee's whistle's gone. Not sure why. Offside again. Double change here for Pohang.
Player number 31, Kento, is replaced by player number 57,
Kento coming off. Hwang Jae-hwan comes on. One of the new players, joined on a free transfer from Cheongnam Asan in January. To the final quarter of the game. George Louise has also gone off as well. Confirm the other player to come on in just a moment, but First couple of changes made by Pohang. This is Juninho, still going here. Oh no, George Luiz is still on the field. Trying to get that across. It's the shins and goes away for a corner kick. Good defending again by Riku. Will have a little bit of pressure put on them now, you would feel. Pohang need to get a goal. So Gamba did keep 4 clean sheets in 6. 4 in 6 out of their group matches. The referee will just halt that. It's the substitute, Jae Hwan, who's involved in that bit of pushing and shoving. Rioya, the goal scorer. Just having a bit of a battle with Chan Yong in there as well. Another corner. Delivering under the bar, a bit of pressure on the goalkeeper. Defending again, still the ball back in. Another good header away. George Luiz tried to curl it! Oh! It's another wonderful finish. And what a goal to get Pohang Steelers back on level terms. We saw a brilliant opener from Rioya. That's even better from Jorge Luiz, the Brazilian. His first goal in this competition, and what a way to score it. Well, they couldn't get the ball clear, Gamba Osaka. And he set himself beautifully, and he couldn't have placed it any better beyond Higashiguchi. One touch, curled it, bent it towards that top corner. And we've seen some real quality in this round of 16 over the last few nights, but that tops it all. And Pohang Steelers have got their equaliser. Spectacular. We enjoyed that, and rightly so. Right in front of those Pohang faithful.
Substitution for Team Gamba Osaka. Player number 23, Dennis is replaced by player number 42, Harumin Dinami.
Another change here for Gamba Osaka. Dennis Hamet has gone off. Minamino, that's come on. Minamino making his debut in the just a second appearance, should I say. Came on for the last 17 minutes against Eastern on match day 5. Was on the bench for 4 of the other 5 games in the competition. 21-year-old through the Gamba youth ranks. Foul by Jabali. Well, that's a goal you're going to see over and over again. Just that touch took the ball out of his feet and it set it beautifully. And finally a smile for Park Tae-ha. Pohang are preparing to make another double change. Now the changes will be made.
Substitution for FC Pohang Steelers. Player number 40, Lee Song-myung, is replaced by player number 66, Lee Chang-woo. Player number 11, Gamba Osaka is replaced by player number 73,
Lee Chang-woo is coming on. Juninho, one of the players coming off. Sung Young is the other player that's making way. And Kim Yong-hak coming on. Another player who has come through the ranks, making a debut in this competition. Chang-woo at just 19 years of age also making his debut as well. So giving youth a chance here. Park Tae-ha for the last quarter of an hour or so. It's going to be a free kick to Gamba. Sorry, the referee wanting the ball pulled back a little bit further. Still, it's not in the right place. Laid off by Ho Jae. Seong Jongwan floated in again. Ho Jae trying to get in behind, went for the back foot, couldn't get the ball in. George Louis shot blocked. And Gamba defending valiantly at the back. There was a black wall in front of the goalkeeper Higashiguchi Najibali. Shuto, who was stopped in no uncertain terms. Could be an interesting final quarter of an hour. Minamino trying to put pressure on those Pohang defenders. Again towards Ho Jae. Pohang just started to press now. Jongwan. This little lob over the top for Seong Eung, who wins the corner. And a bit of bad temperedness creeping in, a bit of pushing and shoving. So is such is the expectation of these two teams to get through in this competition. Whether set pieces might be Pohang Steelers' best chance of getting themselves in front in the game. A bit of height in there now. Ho Jae is a big imposing figure in the middle. Red shirts dotted around that penalty area. Pressure for the goalkeeper again, but it came at him at a nice height. He has been caught. Higashiguchi. Take as long as he can to get back to his feet. Seong with the challenge. So there was an elbow into the face. The goalkeeper. Another player that's Played a lot of games, only played for 3 clubs, 406 games now for Gamba Osaka, the 39-year-old. He and Shin adding the experience into the starting lineup. Ball lofted over the top again, Shin able to clear. Looking for Jabali. Here's J1. A chance maybe for Minamino. Spins away from his man, Minamino. Trying to get to the byline, plays the ball across, no one in the middle. Would have only needed a touch. George Luis trying to shepherd that ball out of play and didn't quite manage it. And here come Gamba Osaka once again. Fizzed in by Riku. Sliced away for the corner. Well, Minamino, the first time we've really seen the substitute, just nudged Ming Wang off the ball. No one in the middle able to get a touch. May well have been going for that bottom corner. There's Riku's ball in. Clearance away by Chan Yong. 1,581 in the stadium tonight. It holds around 15,000 here, but they've made plenty of noise tonight, those Gamba fans, particularly willing the ball in to give their side the lead back. Swinging corner this time towards Jabali. Nice little back heel, and shot hit well from Rin, but over the top. Little back heel from Kurata, and the 2 substitutes combining for the shot, but Rin getting right underneath it. Still keeping the ball inside the Pohang final third at the moment. Ball back in again, it almost falls for Rioya. Just can't get a touch forward, and Pohang can't get the ball away. Needs quality on the cross, finds quality on the cross! Just wide Rioya once again with a diving header. Just wide of the post. Very close to a second goal for Rioya. Weathered that mini storm, Pohang Steelers. George Luis with a header on, away by Shen. George Luis. Sion down the line. J1. To get in behind the defenders, Shin away, but only half away. That should be for the goalkeeper, and Higashiguchi called well for that. This one's a few more seconds off while Jay Huan tried to close him down. Up in the J-League a couple of times, Gamba Osaka. Like their opponents tonight, 2014 was the last time they saw success. Both these sides may be feeling they're due for some success in their respective leagues. New seasons always start full of hope, of course. New personnel, in Gamba's case, a new coach. And of course, an extended continental campaign can help as well. Jabali just ran away from him. Seung plays the ball forward. Jae Hwan. And just a little hurried in the clearance. It'll be a Gamba Osaka throw. It'll be interesting to get the thoughts of Jens Vissing, the new coach. 2 games now, 0-0 with Cereza Osaka at the weekend, and 1-1 as it stands here at the moment. Sure, he's still getting to know his team. He has had a good pre-season with them. He joined in December. There's Ho Jae, given away again to Rin. Slid out of play by Kurata. Jae Hwan, stopped in his tracks. That surely will be the first yellow card of the game. And rightly so. It's a cynical challenge from Shinosuke Nakatani, the Gamba Osaka captain. He knew exactly what he was doing because Jae Hwan was in full flow. He had to stop him. Defenders don't like players running at them with pace. And that's exactly what Jae Hwan was doing. And that's what he's been brought on for, Jae Hwan, to run at the defenders. And they've got a free kick with a chance to maybe get Ming Wang and Chan Yong forward towards the end of the game here. George Louise is in there as well, so's Ho Jae. Confirmation of Shin's yellow card. It's a poor free kick though. You can just see the looks on the Pohang players' faces there, saying, what are you doing? This is a really good chance for us to get the ball into the danger area, and completely overcooked it. Happy his side got back into this at 1-1, but is it going to be enough, I wonder, to take with them to Osaka in a week's time? George Louise. Clearance rather just ricochets up into the air. Rioya, nicely done. Now Jabali, looking to play that first time into the path of Minamino. Back to Injay. Jabali again. Closed down once more. Real battles going on in midfield now. So if you like that for the next few minutes, you can guarantee. Jae Hwan stays on his feet this time. George Louise has already scored a spectacular goal. Can he have a hand in another? Stepping away from Jabali. Rioya chested off to Jabali. Closed down by Chan Yong. Long ball over the top. Minamino gives chase. Nudge in the back of Jong Wan. Again, didn't really need to do that. It's clear that Zhong Wan was just going to try and shepherd that out of play and got the push in the back. Another change for Pohang Steelers. Ho Jae going off. Had a good game tonight, the big striker. And Cho Sang-hyuk is coming on. And the goal-scoring Ryoya coming off for Gamba Osaka. It will be Gaku Nawata who comes on for the final couple of moments. Sang-hyuk has featured in all 7 games now. All substitute appearances. Did come off the bench and score against Tampines Rovers in the group stage. Jabali. That stayed in play. Pohang thought it had gone out. Gaku, who's just come on. Riku. Jabali couldn't get the shot in. Nicely laid back. It was placed by Rin. Maybe should have just put his foot through it. But it's a good shooting opportunity for Gamba Osaka. But they haven't managed to find a way through the defences. They haven't stopped making the noise all night. If you follow Japanese football, you'll know that they are notorious for being musical. So are the Koreans, to give them credit. If you couldn't see those empty seats, you'd think this stadium was packed with the noise that they've made tonight. Now Jabali, 6 minutes added time. Injae comes out of his goal. Desperately wants his side to try and get another goal, as Gamba Osaka do play in that spectacular stadium next week, the Suta City Football Stadium. Holds double the attendance of this one, more than double, just under 40,000. So hope there's a good crowd in for the second leg next week, because these sides have served up a really good game of football tonight. It's been competitive. There's been battling midfield performances. We saw a couple of great goals. And it is all to play for. It looks as though we could well be going to the second leg all square. And Pohang Steelers have the distinction, if they do hold on to this 1-1 or get a winner, that they are the only team not to be beaten by Gamba Osaka so far in this competition. George Luis, anything's possible when he's on the ball. Zhong Wan. Good defending again, but unfairly. Shuto's challenge, says the referee. Sang-hyuk, who came on just a few moments ago, winning the free kick. Another big, imposing striker, similar build to Ho Jae, who has just gone off. Can they use that physical presence to their advantage? The name Gamba comes from the Chinese word gambaru, to do your best or to stand firm, and they need to stand firm now. That hit Shin. Fortunately, it didn't hit him on the arm. Didn't know too much about it. Minjun. Nice flick on by George Luis. Oh, couldn't get it out of the feet, Young Hak. Keep the pressure on here, Zhong Wan. They are standing firm, Gamba Osaka. Here's Minjun. Rin. Just overruns it slightly. Looked like he might have had a clear run down that line there, but just ran out of play. Changwu. Threaded forward again to the path of Gaku. Chateau. Just wide. We're almost cheering a second goal there, Chateau. So close. And Vissing knows how close it was as well. Min-jun. It's end-to-end at the moment in stoppage time. Played by Rio. Throw into Pohang Steelers. Approaching 90 seconds to go. Here's Changwu. Curled in again, good defending, low down by Rin. Still it's not properly cleared though. Jabali runs the ball out of play for another throw. Again before Young Hak could get a shot in. Shuto, Jabali, nice ball played through for Gaku. I think he was looking to try and release that early to Minamino, but just closed down. Gaku. Young Hak staying with him. Gaku brings it back inside, looking for Minamino, away by Ming Wang. The referee saw that. The tug on the shirt. Pohang Steelers with a free kick and a chance to relieve the pressure. But unless they can get the ball forward really quickly here, that is going to be that. And probably a fair result on the night between these two. Both had early chances. Didn't have any goals at half-time, but two really good goals in the second half. Just lit up the fixture. And it's been competitive from first whistle to last. It's been a very good advert for the AFC Champions League too. And a very good advert for Korean and Japanese football as well. As the full-time whistle goes, neither side able to take an edge into the second leg next week. Ryoya Yamashita with a fine individual goal. He broke forward, looked for support, it wasn't there, decided to go on his own. And then Georges Louis curling in a brilliant goal from the edge of the area on 70 minutes to level things up. Full-time Pohang Steelers 1, Gamba Osaka 1. Second leg next week in Osaka, all to play for as both these sides look for a place in the quarter-final of the AFC Champions League 2. This tie is far from over. Pohang have shown that they're worthy opponents and they will go there with no fear next week and hope to go through themselves. Another great fixture awaits, but this one, first leg, finish 1-1.
始まって早々の先制点、山下選手らしい持ち味のスピードを生かしたゴールでした。ゴールシーンを振り返ってください。
もうボール自分のところ出てきたシーン、もうシュートまで持っていこうと決めてました。
チーム全員でのハードワークや守備など